For the record, we have stopped at time signature 205354.
Okay. Are you familiar with the de-escalation process?
The de-escalation process.
Process or policy? Yes.
I'm not sure what you're asking.
Do your department have a de-escalation process or policy?
We're trained on de-escalation, yes.
Okay. Would you give me some idea what that looks like, or from your training? What did they teach you how to de-escalate a situation?
It varies upon circumstances and what's going on. I think that talking to people, I feel like it's a de-escalation tactic of talking to people like, hey man, come out here and talk to me real quick so we can talk about what's going on. That, explaining to people their legal obligation to do something and giving them prior warning of, if I have to put my hands on you, you're going to jail for resisting. I think all of those things de-escalation works two ways. Gives that person a chance to begin to comply.
Okay. You just stated that citing their legal obligation to do something, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you cited Men's versus Pennsylvania, correct?
Pennsylvania versus Mims, yes, sir.
Okay, so you're familiar with that case law, correct?
Yes, sir.
But you're not familiar with past act retaliation? That is a statute that you can charge somebody with?
What are you asking?
I believe earlier you stated that you didn't have knowledge of what the charge was, but you just took note of it in case something happened.
I took note of the threats. If you're referring to the last motion hearing that we had, when I said I was unaware that that was a thing, I was unaware that it was applicable to law enforcement. I didn't realize that we were covered under that statute. I thought that it was applicable for judges and DAs and things like that.
Yeah,
Or positions like that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just finding it funny that you're familiar with case law, but not with it.
I'm sorry.
If we could keep to questions instead of statements.
You're making statements, Mr. Vaughn. Sustain the
Okay.
objection. You
Okay.
may only ask questions.
Okay. Let me see. Did I have a seatbelt on that night?
Yes, sir.
Did I have a knife or anything else on me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did I give you the knife?
You told me the knife was in your pocket, and I took it out and put it in the car before you got out.
Do you think that was a wise thing for me to do? To let you know I had a weapon on me?
I appreciated that.
Okay. Did that make you feel at ease? You wasn't feeling threatened any type of way?
I appreciated that you told me you had a knife on you so we could remove that from your pocket, yes.
Okay. When you're arresting someone, is it procedure for you to tell them to shut up?
Tell people to shut up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not typically something that I do, but in the heat of the moment, I may say things that typically aren't said.
Okay, so the heat of moment, would you mean like you were agitated maybe?
I wouldn't say I was agitated. I was at a different level than somebody who would have complied and got out of the car and just sorted things out when I first asked them to.
Would you please elaborate on a different level, please?
A different level as in my senses were heightened that something else might be going on, that something's wrong. I have those officer safety concerns in mind because you weren't acting like the typical person does whenever you make a stop and you say, hey, come back here and talk to me for a minute. That's typically not the response that we get.
Okay. Oh, here's one more question. I think we asked this before, but just for the record, for the jury's ears too. What was the original call? What was your reason for pulling me over?
The original reason was for domestic. They called in and said that you were threatening to kill the female and the children. that person was so concerned about those threats, they even came to the scene to speak with me because she was so concerned.
Okay. I ask you next. And that's the charge you didn't charge me with, correct?
No, sir, you were not charged for domestic.
Okay. I have some more videos I want to play, Your Honor. We can move forward.
What videos are those?
I have actually off the same video. I got different parts of it I want to play for the jury.
All right. Mr. Pratt, are you
Yes,
going
you-
to assist you in that?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe he's got some marked, and I'll flow with him and let you know for the record where we're at.
What?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Carl from Sovereign Citizen Chronicles. And today we're back inside the courtroom of Judge David D. Wolf in Tennessee for part 2 of the Sharik Van trial. In this case, the defendant represents himself. And as you'll see, that decision creates constant tension between courtroom rules and personal emotion.
So, Your Honor, for the record, we're starting back at 20:55 and 57 seconds. 20:55 and 57 seconds on the timestamp.
It's not besides the point when I'm in fear.
All right, man.
I'm in fear of females because look, in 2015, 5 females showed up to the scene.
Bro, come on now. Stop
Please
that.
let me speak.
Stop that.
You have
Stop
not
all
been where I've been.
that.
I don't know you. You're a new buddy.
Stop all
I'm not.
that.
No disrespect to new buddy. I've been doing this for years.
Okay, so
No disrespect.
what happened at Walmart? Why are people
All I told her
calling?
was shut up. I got a phone call with people that are very dangerous telling me that my baby mama had her mouth open on their situation. I said, baby, you cannot talk. And she's still cussing me. She's doing everything. Look, shut up, shut up, shut up. All I repeat it.
Yeah.
I've been with her for 15 years. She still ain't learned shut up. I don't ever put my hands on her.
I
I
didn't
don't
say.
ever do anything. Look, I just bought that for her. It ain't her birthday.
I didn't say you put your hands
I'm
on.
scared of
just-
you. You're a
you get out of the
female.
car. Yeah, tell you to get out of the car and you wouldn't get out of the car.
I will-
That's the bottom line. I explained to you. I explained to you the law. I explained to you. If I tell you to get out of the car.
Listen, man, when it comes to life,
That's the
law
problem is
means
you
nothing.
think. Oh, I'm sorry.
When it comes
sorry
to
you
my
feel that way.
life, I'm sorry, but when it comes to my life,
Okay, and that's why you go to
I've
jail.
heard that before.
Okay, and that's how you go to jail. Is if you don't follow the rules, then you go to fucking jail.
Your Honor, for the record, we've stopped at 20:57 and 21 seconds.
All right.
Okay, my next question would be, all right, so would you consider this an investigation still into the domestic at this point in the video?
I had spoken to the female about the incident. I was attempting to speak to you about the incident, and if I'm not mistaken, it continues. And you said that, no, you just told her to shut up.
What I'm asking is this considered an investigation at this point in the video? This is what you're doing, correct?
Looking into the domestic, yes, sir.
Okay, all right, interrupting people while they're speaking, is that part of your training? Because you walked up in the video when I was talking and just started cutting
Judge,
people off.
again, questions, not statements.
The objection is to the to the fact that you're not asking questions, you're making statements, and I sustain the objection.
Is interrupting people while they're speaking part of your training?
No.
Okay, I believe we just seen that in the video, correct?
Interrupting you from speaking to the other officers, is that what you're speaking of?
To them, including you.
No, that's not something that they train us on.
Okay. What about profane language?
No, they don't train us on that either.
I believe you just said in the video you're going to fucking jail, did you not?
I believe so.
Okay. What about the response? It doesn't matter what you think. Is this the proper response to people when you're investigating a domestic?
It doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah.
Six minutes, 31 seconds.
Oh yeah, that was definitely in there.
I'm not 100% sure what that was in response to, sir.
I believe we can play the rest of that video now, Your Honor.
All right.
This segment focuses heavily on body cam footage, played directly for the jury, showing the initial police interaction that led to the arrest. The defendant repeatedly challenges officer authority, refuses commands, and relies on misunderstood case law to justify noncompliance. Meanwhile, the court carefully limits the scope of questioning, reminding the defendant again and again that this trial is not about the traffic stop or domestic investigation. It's about retaliation for past action against law enforcement.
Your Honor, for the record, this will be from 20:58 and 20 seconds. Starting back.
All right.
It's a blunt splitter, what
Give
is
it to her,
that?
please.
Temporary
Blunt splitter, you
mat?
see how that's disrespectful?
Yeah, what is that?
Charge you with
Sure,
anything.
I thought it was
I don't
splitter.
want to talk to you no more.
Okay, well, you're going to jail for resisting.
Resisting? I didn't do
Did I tell you to
anything.
get out of the car?
I told you I reserve my rights. I asked you the reason. That's my right.
Did I tell you to get out of the car? Did I? You
do not reserve
why
my
are you
right.
doing all that? Stand
I'm
up.
scared of you. I told you I'm scared.
Stand up. Quit acting like a grown man, man. Act like a grown man. Come on, come back here. You're making this a thing.
It is. If you've been getting half the look in your life.
Yeah.
Let me fix
Not
this.
being where I'm
What
being.
happened in the past is whatever.
It
We're
doesn't-
here right now.
it's
and We're not
understanding
trying
me.
to
What am I gonna do? Beat the shit out of you?
I'm scared of you. I keep saying I'm scared of you. I'm
You
scared.
ain't scared of me.
I am.
You ain't scared of me, man. Come on. You are not scared of me. Get in this car. Oh, shut up. I don't know. You are not scared of me. Like, not even the slightest bit.
You can't change my words. You can take them and do whatever you want. I am scared of you.
Alright, get in the car.
You're a female. I'm
Get in
scared.
the car.
Y'all make whatever y'all want to make.
Get in the car.
I'm with a white woman. I'm a black man. I'm scared of you.
That shit don't mean a damn thing to me. I don't give a shit about color. Get in the fucking car.
You don't, but I do.
Okay, get in
It's
the
my
car.
life. You ain't been where I've been.
Get in the car. All the way in.
I'm trying. Keep
There you go.
patience.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. Told him to get out of the car. Explained to him Pennsylvania versus Mims, everything. Told him to get out of the car. Told him to get out of the car. Told him to get out of the car. I had to open the door myself. And then I had to carry him out of the car because we didn't want to play games.
Roger that. So she's not being.
She doesn't be cooperative. He's not being cooperative. He doesn't want my services for domestics. So
She said at the
it wasn't
beginning,
physical.
I said, look, we got a call dude starting to kill people. She's like, he's just talking shit. He wasn't really hurting anybody. And then near the end, I was like, so to be clear though, like he did threaten me. She was like, I don't remember him saying that. I'm like, okay.
Will you do my paperwork for me?
Your DV, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure one of us, he got a wallet in here or not. He got a wallet in here?
A wallet? No.
No.
It's
You don't have an ID?
I'm not 100% if it's in here.
What's that right there? Is that your ID? Oh, okay.
That's my license.
I got
I
you.
broke it a little.
What's his name?
His name? Did he give it to you?
No, I haven't got it from you. He's terrified of females apparently, so.
What is his name?
What's his name?
Yeah. Okay, I'll go ask
Like,
him
I don't get
myself.
why y'all need.
I was just trying to get it from you because you're like a little more cooperative than he's being, so I'm.
I'm sorry about that. Like, I'm trying to. I don't want him to go
Is
to
it
jail.
what's tatted on your arm?
Stupid.
Because that's kind of funny.
I don't want him to go to jail.
Okay, well he's going either way,
What
so.
was he going to jail for?
Can I see that real quick? I'll just use it by your
Yeah, it's
DL.
kind of broke.
For resisting, 'cause I told him to get out of the car, he didn't get out of the car. 46 Central. Tennessee D on ready. Will you try to get his info?
Yeah.
Thank you. 106-626-651.
I'll lose it again.
They're all good.
I lost it for about 3 weeks one time.
Listen, I'm not trying to be rude. okay? I'm not trying to be rude at all. We were called. They're saying he's threatening to kill you and the kids and everything else.
Ask them. Hold on.
No, you're good.
Ask them.
No, we ain't gotta do all that. What I'm saying is, I'm here for a reason. Like, all I gotta do is make sure that he didn't beat the shit out of you.
No, I mean,
or beat the shit out of the kids.
We're not bleeding. He can't even get back there to the
That's
kids
what I'm
because all this
saying.
shit and all. You
As
know?
long as that's not going on,
Like, no.
then I
He
give
ain't
y'all
put his
some.
hands on nobody. Yes, he talked shit. Yes, I talked shit.
That's
Yes,
what I'm
we
saying.
yelled. But he ain't put his hands on nobody.
I got you. It's not.
They're fine. We're fine.
It's not illegal to argue. Everyone argues. What I'm saying is, we don't have to make this a thing. Any type of situation like this, it doesn't matter who you are. I'm gonna separate the people and talk to you. Okay? So that's all that was happening. That's why.
I think I went to school with you.
Yeah?
That's why.
When'd you
That's why we're here.
Okay, probably. That's what
Huh?
Do you look at her tattoo on his arm?
She got you want to tell us who he is?
No, he will, but so his name was actually Sherry. He pronounced it Cedric, and he spelled it like he didn't really give a fuck. Right? So I was trying to copy it down while he was doing it, so I was asking if that's spelled Sherry. S-H-E-R-R.
You get a social? Just get a social. That's the easiest way. Go ahead. 146.
Thing started out as a joke, and it's just got out of control
Careful. Did you get it? We get a social.
What's your date of birth? I can't look you up on that. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, that works.
475.
That's your whole social?
475. 1250. Like when I tell you I'm scared.
You said that's way too many numbers.
No, 470. Ask her, she knows.
I know, that's what I'm trying to figure out, man.
She won't tell you who.
It's tatted on her arm, so it's not funny, but.
Which you shouldn't ask me, bro. Like, we have no games to play. There's no problem. She told you. I told you.
What is...
No. What, so just because that name's on her arm, though, right?
That's me.
That don't mean it's you, though.
I'm
It
telling
could
you
be
on record.
a different family member.
That is me.
Okay, I believe that. I'm just saying, when I first saw it, I'm thinking that could be a family member. I don't
All
know.
my kids and everything.
Okay, so, all right. So, what's your date of birth? We'll just do that. It's easier. You know when you were born, right?
I can't tell you how old I am because I'm celebrating birthday.
2389. So you're 33. Because I'm 33. We're both 89. Yep.
Did you get all of that now?
613.
Let me do DV real quick.
Is there some relevance to watching her pull out the paperwork that we need? Stop the video.
Yeah.
I understand it may be an hour or more that we're going through this. I'm just trying to determine, is there some portion of this that is relevant to the issues that the jury has to decide?
Yes, I have some questions that pertain to everything that's marked. It shouldn't be much longer. What is?
Your Honor, my list shows about 8 more minutes.
All right.
He's terrified of me, apparently.
Pretty intimidating.
Man's solid muscle. Not at all. He's like solid fucking muscle, man. Solid fucking muscle. Solid muscle.
That's probably.
That's different though, man. Come on.
Yeah. That's
Yes, ma'am.
I'm the one who called.
Okay, yeah.
And
Cool, perfect.
I even have my boyfriend on the phone who heard all of it.
Okay, what happened?
So you could tell she's pregnant, right? He pulls in, like, absolutely just screaming at her over who knows what. But then he's like, I'm gonna kill you and those kids behind you. And then he's like, I'm gonna get my sister.
Where was this at?
So
Down in the
like,
parking lot?
yeah, on the worker's side. I don't have any doors on my Jeep, so it's like I can hear everything and anything. But he's like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna get my sister to kill you. I'm gonna drag these kids. I'm gonna kill the kids. Talks about hitting her. Like, I even have my boyfriend on the phone too, who can contest that he heard all of it too. He's talking about killing her and the kids, and like, I don't know how to describe it. Like pushing her, kind of, like that nudge pushing her, and he was like slamming her and the doors on the car, and like just going at her.
Okay.
But like, and didn't you hear all that?
Do you need DV paperwork or not?
I do. That's what I was trying to do. You'll get that.
But like,
I mean, I started.
my
just
boyfriend
hadn't
on the
finished.
phone. He heard it all too.
I think she's gonna cooperate.
Yeah, but she got in the car, so it probably was a normal thing. But like,
Yeah, but she's not being very cooperative. Like she won't tell me much. So, and neither will he. So.
yeah, but yeah.
So he was like threatening to kill the kids.
No,
and
he was threatening to kill the kids. And like, I was shit. I went and told my manager too, like what happened after I called y'all. But yeah, I saw the lights. I was like, that's probably them. So I was like,
I did get him stopped. So I do appreciate you calling.
But he was like threatening to kill.
Do you happen to have your ID on your second log that you were my complainant? And that I had like legit reason to make contact with him, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, but he was like going at her, and like, again.
Sweet. I appreciate you calling for real.
Like, yeah. No, other people saw in the parking lot.
As far as like putting his hands on her, you just saw like he was kind of doing that, like
he was
shoving,
nudging
pushing
on
her.
her. But then when they got in the car, you heard her scream, and then like they drove away past after that. And that's when I went inside to go tell my manager. If like a cop comes and talking to me, like y'all know that's not me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So like that
brutal.
shit was he got like cruel to her.
What's phone number for you?
615-587-4057.
Cool. Yeah, the way it kind of sucks, like with domestics, that people don't want to like tell me what happened, and I didn't see it myself. I can't do too much about it. But yeah, he's going to jail for something else. So.
No, but yeah, I didn't know what to do because I didn't know like in the heat of the moment. It was like I'm right here, they're right there. He was like walking towards me and like kind of like, are you listening type thing? And I was like ignoring him on the phone with my friend. I was like acting like I was talking to my friend. I was like, hey, I'm going home, I'm clocking out type thing.
Yeah, I got you. Well, cool. I appreciate you coming down here and talking to her real quick. Let's give it going. Yeah. He was threatening to kill her. That was a complaint that just came down here.
Really?
Said that he was threatening to kill her and the kids. Like, she was like all shook up. She was like, he was like doing like that nudge kind of push thing, and they both got in the car together, and she started screaming, and then they drove off real fast.
Okay.
I don't really think that I have enough because she's not going to cooperate. She won't tell me of that.
You know what that is?
It's supposed to be a cap repair. When I first pulled it out, I thought it was a blunt splitter. That's what it felt like. That's what it looked like before the light was on. He's like, that's a kid.
Just terrified of it. Every time you keyed up, we couldn't hear what you're saying, and I'm like,
Probably because he was yelling over me. Yeah, sorry. I was asking him to step it up as I was trying to do because, like,
No, we
as
were
soon as I walked
already
up there,
going.
he was.
we were all the way out on West Crab Creek, almost to Lena, to serve that warrant. And then I'm like, there's nobody else. So we were already coming priority, but we were so far out, it took a minute.
Yeah, I was trying to ask y'all to step it up, but because I didn't know y'all were coming hot. Yeah, I didn't know y'all were still coming hot, but, yeah, because I knew that was about to escalate. I expected him to whole ass start acting a fool. Well, I don't think she's gonna cooperate. So. Ask him if he wants his denture stuff or whatever this is. Did you want this going with you? Or you can put it in the car?
You want that stuff?
Your repair kit thing?
We'll take your silence as a no, so yes or no. Oh, so yeah, I was putting a.
Yeah. Did you want this to go with you? Give it to her. Do you need anything else out of the car?
No, I want you to let me out.
Cool. There's that. He told me to just give it to you. It's like some kind of repair thing, something for tooth. Yeah. Cool. We do all that.
Question you need?
Cool. You haven't read it yet?
I haven't.
Okay,
No,
so, like,
I read it.
book
I
him
literally just
in.
finished
Yeah,
it.
we went over.
Cool.
Like, I went over.
That's all them.
I did have an ex-boyfriend that did like put his hands on it.
Yeah, I got you. Look, I mean, like,
It's been years ago, but damn, I cut my ear somehow.
who's this, man?
I cut it at work yesterday. It's really stretched.
Oh, okay.
So it was just
So,
a little bit.
I mean,
I don't want to get blood on them.
my thing is that I got people telling me a completely different story than what I'm being told by both of y'all, and that's cool.
I mean, I told you, you can ask them if he threatened to kill me and them. Like,
Yeah, it's
good.
cool.
Like, I'm not worried about that. They can't even get back there to him because they got a chicken.
I got you. Well, it's just so concerning
Well, I
about
have a
how
10-foot
aggressive
pipe.
he apparently was being with you. So, but if you don't want to cooperate,
I'm gonna be
that's-
real. Like
that's
right
good.
now, I told him if he did, it would be a totally different call. It wouldn't be a domestic. It would probably be a
Throughout the footage, the officer explains her reasoning, officer safety concerns, and de-escalation efforts, while the defendant attempts to turn the trial into a referendum on police conduct. Each time he strays into statements instead of questions, objections are sustained, reinforcing how strict courtroom procedure really is. This creates a powerful contrast between how defendants feel the law should work versus how it actually works.
In this video you just seen, you said, stop making this a thing. What do you mean by stop making this a thing?
So you were making the situation into something it didn't need to be.
Would you say arresting me for a false resisting arrest, be making it a thing?
What are you asking?
Arresting me falsely for resisting arrest, would that be making it a thing?
I didn't falsely arrest you for resisting arrest. Probable cause was found on several occasions, actually.
Would it be making it a thing to arrest someone and not cite them when statute requires a citation?
A citation's not required for resisting arrest.
So I could have continued the resisting arrest after a citation?
Is that a question?
Yes.
What's the question?
So I would have continued, the incident would have continued if you would have cited me
Cited you for what?
for resisting arrest?
We don't cite people for resisting arrest.
You stated to the arrest and the other officers that you called for backup, you had to drag me out of the vehicle. Did you had to drag me out of the vehicle?
That I'd assist you out of the vehicle? Yes, absolutely. You can see where I'm holding pressure on your arm to get you out of the car. And you're holding up on several times and you jerked away from me at the beginning and it wasn't to take your seatbelt off.
So it wasn't to point out a knife on me or anything like that or take the seatbelt off? That's what you're saying?
So I grabbed your arm and you pulled your arm away from me. Then you placed the cigarette in your mouth. Then you decided to take the seatbelt off. And then you started getting out, you were hesitant, I'm pulling on your arm, and that's when you were like, hold on, I have a knife in my pocket. And I took the knife out of your pocket. And then you got out of the car. We began walking back to the car. I was holding your arm, and you again jerked to put your hands in the air when you were asking if those were male officers that were arriving on scene.
But the resistance came for not getting out the car, correct? The resisting arrest charge came for not getting out of the car, correct?
Resisting arrest from the whole incident of not getting out of the car and me having to assist you out of the car, yes.
Okay. Okay, separating me to address a domestic, is that your only method of addressing a domestic? Or was that your chosen method?
It was the method that I chose that made the most sense. You're the driver of the vehicle. That keeps you from driving the vehicle away with the potential victims in the car. I don't know what's in the car, if there were weapons in the car. I have all of these officer safety concerns due to your behavior and how you're responding to me and how you're acting. So the most reasonable thing would absolutely be to remove you and come talk to you instead of removing everyone else from the car because you didn't want to get out.
How many other people was in the vehicle?
Oh, you had children in the vehicle and she was in there.
Can you give me a count of how many people was in the vehicle?
I do not have a count of the number of people that were in the vehicle.
So you pulled me out the vehicle and you can't even remember how many people was in the vehicle?
Well, she was in the passenger seat, and then there was a huge aquarium in the typical area where someone would be sitting as the passengers, and then the kids were in the very, very back. I'm not sure the number of kids that were in the very, very back.
You sure there was nobody else in the vehicle?
Not that I observed.
So you secured the scene for your safety by pulling me out the vehicle, but then you searched the rest of the vehicle?
Didn't search the rest of the vehicle.
You didn't want to see if there was anybody else back there, maybe some potential weapons in there, weapons of mass destruction, anything in the vehicle?
I separated the parties to investigate what was going on.
Okay. You were saying for officer safety, you took me out the vehicle, but I'm figuring officer safety is checking to see if there's any other harm in the area.
You're no longer in the car. You no longer have access to those things.
Oh, so I'm the only threat on the scene.
You were removed from the car so I could speak to you. You were the person that I was dealing with.
So as soon as you got to the scene, so it sounds like to me that I'm the person that you were targeting. Is this true?
Vaughn, you're making statements again.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You must ask questions, not make statements.
Okay. So did you ever check the female on the scene?
Yes, sir.
You did?
Yes, sir.
You patted her down?
Oh, did I search her? You
Yes.
said checked. I thought you were asking if I'd checked her license. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes. Did you pat her down at any time?
I don't believe so.
Okay. You didn't feel the need to?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you check her driver's license?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about the other witness? Did you check her driver's license?
What other witness?
The witness that pulled up at the back of your vehicle.
Judge, at this point, I'm going to object to relevance.
Sustained, that's not relevant.
The relevance being that I was also arrested for driving on revoked, Your Honor. And
how is checking the license of the person who came to the scene relevant to whether or not you were charged with driving on a revoked license?
because it seems like I'm the only person that got checked for anything at this scene, Your Honor.
Right. Well, I am sustaining the objection as to relevance. In this court's opinion, it is not relevant whether or not they check the driver's license of the person who came to the scene.
Okay. Okay, you said there was some other people at the scene. Did you say they were victims, I believe? That where threats were made towards them, so well, I don't know what you call them, but there was other people at the scene, correct, that threats was made towards?
Yes, sir.
Okay, did you have a question now?
It's my understanding they were children Typically don't ask questions of children. It's already, traumatizing to a kid that's dealing with police in general. We've had this whole ordeal at the car of you getting out. I did not see it necessary to have this discussion with the children. I spoke to the female who was the other party who was supposed to be being threatened.
Is that procedure, not question children, or that was your own opinion?
It varies on the situation of their age. A lot of things go into play. A lot of times we do not question children.
What would you say their ages are?
I don't know their ages.
You never spoke to them at all, did you?
I didn't speak to the children. I said that.
Okay. So teenagers, do you think they're old enough to be questioned?
Judge, I'm again going to object to relevance.
Sustained, it's not relevant. You were not charged with domestic violence, and as a result of that, a lot of this information that you're going to is not relevant to the charge that's being tried. The jury is only considering the retaliation for past action charge. So you might want to focus on that. So.
Yeah, I believe I am, Your Honor. I just don't think I'm asking the questions the right way. It all stems to run together. I'm just trying to prove that I was targeted in a matter that nobody else was, Your Honor. Okay, in the video, you also said to the witness that came to the scene, you said, that's why this sucks about domestics. People don't tell me what happened, and I can't do nothing about it because I didn't see it. What do you mean by do nothing about it? What do you mean by that?
Well, the witness came to the scene and she obviously was concerned about what she observed. And I was explaining to her that sometimes victims of domestics, if those threats were made, for her to feel that uncomfortable to call police and show up to the scene, sometimes, if that all happened, sometimes the victims of domestic violence are not cooperated. They don't cooperate well whenever law enforcement come to the scene. So, yes, it sucks for that victim or for that person who may need protection if they aren't cooperative with us for us to help them.
Okay, would you believe that the witness was very credible?
Yes.
Okay, the driver, the passenger in my vehicle, would you say she was pregnant?
I don't know if she was pregnant.
Okay.
Judge, I'm going to object again to relevance to this whole line of questions.
What is the relevance, Mr.
Just to challenge her observation of the whole scene, just to show that, once again, she was just only focused on me at the scene. She wasn't really investigating nothing, Your Honor. She had a whole objective of just wanting to charge me because I made her mad, Your Honor.
Well, I am sustaining the objection because whether or not the passenger in your vehicle was pregnant or not pregnant was not relevant to the proceeding that to the issue that we're dealing with and the charge we're dealing with. Sustain the objection.
Okay. Was there a witness statement made by the witness?
No.
Okay.
Judge, I'm again going to object to relevance. The investigation of the domestic, he is not charged with domestic. He has played the video. The jury can look at it as they want. There's just no relevance to this line of questions.
Sustain the objection.
Okay, let's go back to the video that Ms. Danny played for us earlier. You stated that you was assisting me to place me in a cell. This be acting outside the scope of your duties?
I wasn't assisting to place you in a cell. I assisted the other officer. They were trying to remove handcuffs from you. and only one arm was being secured by the other officer. Your right arm was not secured at all. So if you take those handcuffs off, both hands are free, and now we have an arm that's not secured. I'm not going to put anybody else in a situation to put anybody else in danger.
So, to put someone in danger, would you say you were the one creating the situation?
No, sir.
You have it was a body cam footage we seen, correct?
Yes, sir.
So it wouldn't show your face remarks or your smirking or anything else you're doing, correct?
No, you wouldn't be able to see my face.
Are you familiar with the jail policy for de-escalation?
I don't work for the jail.
Oh, you don't work for the jail, but you assist them at free will?
I never stopped being a law enforcement officer. I'm not going to let them be in a situation where they're placed in danger, removing handcuffs where only one arm is secured. That's unreasonable.
So when you enter into the jail and you place me in their custody, does your custody end there?
You go into their custody, yes.
So I go into their authority, correct?
You go into their custody. You are booked into the jail and you're in their custody.
Okay. So you said you're not familiar with your policy doesn't say anything about your authority ending when you place me into the jailer's custody? Your policy for de-escalation or enter into a penal facility or nothing? That it doesn't say anything about your authority ending once you place me into their authority?
I'm not sure what you're asking as far as that goes. I still feel obligated to assist if officers being placed in an unsafe situation, yes.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Does your policy state that the only time that you assist in a situation in the jail is with their requests, that you just don't jump into nothing like that?
I don't believe our policy clarifies, but if it did, I would argue that I'm not going to place other officers in unsafe situations.
But with you present at the scene, and you seem to be the problem that how are you placing officers in a situation by just stepping back and stepping away?
You were making the situation a thing by escalating the situation because you would not let them remove the handcuffs. And then they were going to remove handcuffs and we were going to have an arm that wasn't secured. That seems like an officer safety issue to me.
So I did not pull away until your hands touched me, correct?
If I recall correctly, you were walking towards me, staring me down when Officer Gonzalez or Deputy Gonzalez grabbed your arm and pulled you back.
I don't believe I was freely. I can't say that. The statement you have in your printout here that you typed, you said, I just, on page 1, it states that right after you told me your name was Lindsay, you said, I just gave you respect, I'm taking it back, is what you said I said. You say I was joking or being serious at that moment?
I felt like at that time we were still on okay terms until we started the following statements that were made.
One of the most critical moments comes when a judge explains why later threats made at the jail are admissible evidence. The court makes it clear, threats don't stop being threats just because time passes or emotions cool. When the defendant allegedly states, "I've got bullets for all of y'all," the judge rules that this directly supports the intent element of the charge, not character evidence, not prejudice, but core proof. Clip 4, as emotions rise, the judge never loses control. Calm rulings, clear explanations, and strict enforcement of evidence rules keep the trial focused, even as the defendant struggles to frame his arguments correctly. This episode is a textbook example of why self-representation is risky and how legal relevance, not personal belief, decides outcomes in court.
What about when I stated, no, I'm just letting you know I'm just letting you know who I am. It ain't no threat or nothing like that. You said, you kind of just threatened me, but it's cool. What did you mean by that? It's cool.
You can threaten me if you want to threaten me. Like, if that's what you want to say, you can say that. But I'm not saying that it wasn't a threat, because it was still a threat.
So did you take it as a threat, or did you saying it's cool because I ain't taking it as a threat?
The statement is a threat.
How did you take it?
I took it as you were saying, I am a threat for a reason.
But did you take it as a threat? Like, was you in fear?
I think where the separation between a threat being made and an assault is the threat was made, not like an actual action happened. At that point in time, like, yes, kind of concerning that you said that, then with preceding statements added on top of that.
Let me ask you this. Was there a reason to be alarmed at that point?
I was caught off guard while you started talking about being a threat, because we had been having normal, reasonable conversation before that.
Do you recall in the video where right before you went off and started to print off your paperwork, that a jailer asked me, said, "You look scared." Do you recall that? Do you think, well, let me ask you the question. Do you recall that?
The comment about you being scared?
Yeah, a jailer said that I look scared in the video.
No, one of the other deputies were talking in the background to the nurse that was there and said something to the effect of, "You look like you didn't know what you just walked into." She was speaking to the nurse that had just walked up from the jail.
No, she was actually speaking to me, but your paper, well, I can't make that. I'm trying to explain the situation, Your Honor. Your paper was actually up a little bit in the video. You couldn't see me respond, but I responded to them. Did you take that, you stated, well, you answered that statement. That was going to ask you next. Did you think that statement was serious or false? I believe the questions I have for you right now would be, towards the end of the video, you said, you're laughing, you live in Dixon Fairview, you talk too much. And you started laughing. Why were you laughing?
I'm not going to say, "Oh no, I'm so scared," because you are implying that you know where I live. I'm not going to show fear in that situation.
Did you actually charge me with retaliation of past act?
It was presented to the grand jury. I did not obtain warrants for that charge, no, sir.
What was it? How many months away was that, like after the arrest? Would you know?
I'm not positive on the length of time.
Say about 5 months after the arrest?
I don't know the exact amount of time, but if
During that 5 months, did you receive any threats or run-ins with me or have any issues after that?
as I previously stated, I've only had contact with you during this encounter and in court.
Okay. Do you think it was necessary to put a past act retaliation on me after 5 months and no issues?
I think that it was applicable in the situation. Threats were made to me in the capacity of a law enforcement officer for doing my job.
Okay, so you don't think it was just retaliation for the false arrest?
There was no false arrest.
Okay, so you felt the charge was necessary to be placed on me?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
They have any redirect?
Corporal Javens, to be crystal clear, the person that we heard in that video making those statements to you that you identified as threats, was that the defendant, Sharik Vaughn?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you point to him for the record, please?
Yes, ma'am. He's over here. Black shirt, red tie.
Judge, if the record would reflect that she has
The
identified the
record will reflect she has identified the defendant.
couple of things from the video that the jury has watched. Did you let the defendant smoke a cigarette after he was already under arrest?
He continued smoking the cigarette after we walked back.
So you let him keep it, you didn't take it away from him?
No, ma'am.
And you tried to bring him something in a small container. What was that?
I believe it was some type of, something for his tooth. It was some type of, I think he had an issue with his tooth, and it was something for that.
And you, the defendant's attitude from the beginning of the interaction, it goes up and is sort of elevated, agitated. And then we see him calm down. Does he ever get agitated
Objection,
again?
Your Honor, leading.
I don't think she's finished the question. I think she's giving a prefatory statement before she gets to the question part, but let me hear the rest of it, and I'll consider your objection.
Does the defendant ever get agitated again like he is in the beginning before the interaction in the jail?
Overrule the objection. The statement she made was prefatory in nature to describe what she was going to ask.
Do we ever see him, or did you ever see him get agitated again other than what we see at the jail?
No, ma'am.
So it's we see moments of almost joking conversation between you and the defendant and other officers and the defendant.
Yes, ma'am. After the initial coming back, after he was in the car, the demeanor was completely different until we walked into the jail. We got into the side port.
I have nothing further, Judge.
Well, thank you, officer. You may step down. They may call your next witness.
Judge, I believe there is a jury out matter before the next witness.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll step across the hallway, let me consider whatever this issue is, please. Awesome. All right, what is the issue?
Your Honor, this is for Corporal Stewart, our next witness. Make motion to exclude regarding statements pursuant to Tennessee's rules of evidence of 403 probative value substantially outweighs the prejudice effect. And I was in custody with no ability to carry out the threats. The statements was not made specifically at Jarvin's, who was who is having victims in the indictment, who was named victim in the indictment is not relevant to any fact about Jarvin's more or less true, so object to Rule 401 and 402.
You're objecting to the testimony of this of the witness who made the statements that, or repeated at a hearing earlier, that you had said you had a bullet for all of you or something on that order?
Yes, sir. I mean, he also testified that he didn't witness me state anybody's name. He just made an assumption that it was for all in law enforcement. There's no relevance to the statements.
So are you objecting to relevance, or are you objecting under the rule that exclude, I'm assuming you're looking at other, the rule of evidence having to do with other bad acts?
The Rule 401 and Rule 402, Your Honor.
All right, let me hear from the state.
Judge, I have a good faith belief that the officer's testimony will be that not only did he hear these statements, they were an hour and a half to 2 hours after the arrest and after the after Javins would have left the jail. It shows not only a continuation of the anger directed at Javins and other officers, but that continued anger shows that there may be an actual intent to carry it out, because once Javins was removed from the jail and removed from his presence, he was still making threats to harm law enforcement. And they distinctly go hand in hand with the threats that he had made earlier.
The objection is made under 401 and...
Say one more rule, Your Honor, 403. And the intent was never carried out, Your Honor, stated in these rules. It's not a factor in the naming offense, or the naming charge, Your Honor.
All right. Have a seat.
Yes, sir.
The objections are made under Rule 401, 403, and 404. 401 of the Rules of Evidence is the definition of relevant evidence. 403 is the exclusion of relevant evidence on the grounds of prejudice, confusion, or waste of time. Rule 404 is character evidence not admissible to prove conduct. There are certain exceptions, including other crimes. The court finds that the objection should be overruled because from the pretrial hearings that we had, the testimony of this witness is that he was dealing with the defendant at the jail, and that the defendant made statements that would indicate that he had intent to cause harm or made threats against other law enforcement, including possibly the corporal who testified in this case. My recollection was that he said, "I've got bullets for all of y'all." That, in my opinion, can be construed definitely as a threat, and that threat would factor into the definition of the crime for which he is on trial. So if the crime for which he is on trial constituted by threats, oral threats that are made, then those threats that are made constitute evidence of the crime itself, and therefore they are not evidence of other crimes, but rather are evidence of the crime for which he is standing trial. It is extremely relevant, and therefore the relevance, because it is the very nature of the charge for which he is on trial, the very relevance of those statements that would have been made to go prove beyond a reasonable doubt, if the jury so finds, outweighs any prejudice to the defendant. Clearly, any evidence of guilt can be prejudicial, but in this case, it is the fact that the statements that were made were part of the proof that the state intends to rely upon to prove that the defendant actually made a retaliation for past action threat. That definition that the jury has to find is that the defendant threatened to harm the alleged victim by an unlawful act, that the alleged victim had been a law enforcement, and that the defendant did so in retaliation for anything the law enforcement officer did in official capacity as a law enforcement officer, and that the defendant acted intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly. So clearly, statements made at the jail after the incidents that we've seen that indicate that he has bullets, if that is the terminology, for all y'all, it is extremely relevant and is, while prejudicial, it is outweighed, the prejudice is outweighed by the relevance, which goes to the very crime for which he is on trial. Therefore, the objection is noted, the record is preserved, and I overrule the objection. Now, you have this corporal, how many other witnesses do you have?
Lieutenant. He's lieutenant. Only Lieutenant Stewart. No. Sergeant. Sergeant Stewart.
But my concern is whether or not we're going to be able to finish this trial today. I'm assuming we can move quickly through these next witnesses.
Judge, my proof with this witness should be about 10 minutes.
All right. Well, since the jury's out, let them have this as their afternoon recess, and we will come back. Let's make it about 10 minutes for us. Everybody that needs to take a restroom break, take a restroom.